Happy New Year. It's 2018. I know a lot of you are setting your goals for this year. If you're serious, and I mean really serious, about achieving those goals, stay tuned because we're going to open up the instruction manual and find out how to set and achieve those goals. Man, the lengths I won't go to get people to watch these videos. Happy New Year, people. 2018. I know a lot of you are closing out last year and getting ready to embrace a brand new year, setting your goals, making resolutions, getting ready for a fresh start. Let me take a little bit of this off so it's a little bit easier to recognize who I am. I'm excited to be here today. I want to talk about goal setting and goal achievement because I know that's on the minds of a lot of people. When I think about goal achievement, I think about the holidays and couples getting ready for Christmas the night before, putting together the 172-piece whatever, whether it's a dollhouse or some type of track for the little cars to run around. And as couples do that, they open the box to assemble this, and they take the instructions and put them off to the side, and then they dive in to assemble this. And throughout the evening, as the first hour and the second hour and the third hour go by, every now and then they think, you think maybe we ought to open those instructions over there? And there's always somebody that goes, nah, I got it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. And so you're assembling piece 32 and then 45 and then 67. And we realized 67 should have been assembled at number 24. And you look at the instructions again and go, I don't know about that. Nah, don't worry about it. We got it. One of the reasons that it takes a little bit longer than maybe it should is we're not following the instructions that would lead us to success in that assembly. And if it appears that I'm picking on the guys right now, I'm not really, simply because there's a lot of recipes for that Christmas dinner or that holiday dinner that didn't go quite as you expected them to, because the cookbook is sitting over there unopened with the beautiful recipe inside somewhere. So as I think about goal setting and think about goal achievement and talk to people about their frustrations every year about not reaching goals, what my mind always goes back to is, do you understand the instructions for how to achieve your goals? And a lot of people I know do not. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's talk about what it takes to achieve your goals. Step number one is a belief in yourself. You've got to expect success. And I know a lot of people, when I hear them talk about their goals, they'll say, well, Craig, I'm going to try to achieve this, or I really want this, or I hope I can do this. Those are indications to me that you are not sold on yourself, your capability, your ability, if you will, to achieve goals. This has got to be a dyed in the wool. This is going to happen. I believe in myself. And I almost want to prepare for success celebration sometime because I know I'm going to achieve this. Now, one of the factors in getting that confident in your abilities is once you find that you can achieve goals, then when you think about achieving another one, obviously there's more confidence there. And so some of you, I know, probably have not been as successful as you could be simply because you didn't open that instruction book. Well, that's what we're doing today. We're opening an instruction book. Step one is a belief in yourself and an expectation that you will be successful. The law of expectations suggests 85% of the things you expect to happen will happen when you have that confident, this is going to happen, belief in yourself. Step number two, choose meaningful goals that you can get excited about. So if somebody were to ask you, tell me, why is it that you're so excited about reaching this goal? Why is it so meaningful to you? You should have a good answer. And let's face it, there are a lot of people who attempt to reach goals, and the goals really don't mean that much to them. And therein lies the problem. So choose meaningful goals that excite you. Step 3, write your goals as SMART goals. Now, if you go on the internet and you type in the word SMART, goals, you will realize that that is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant goals that have a time frame. So familiarize yourself with SMART goals, and as you are writing your goals, write them as SMART goals. You know, I talk about that a lot in my leadership class, and I ask managers who are helping their employees set goals and achieve their goals, and I say, how many of you are familiar with SMART goals? And it's amazing to me the number of people who say, I have no idea what that is. Well, that's one of the problems. We know that that works, SMART goals. So investigate SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, with a time frame. Write your goals that way. You've got a much better chance of reaching them. Step 4, surround yourself with people who encourage you, and it's even better if you can find encouraging people who are very good at reaching their own goals, because then they're going to be giving you good information and good advice. You know, this is a point in time where you're wanting to push away from your life things that are discouraging and are negative, and you're wanting to invite into your life things that are encouraging and things that are positive. So whenever I'm really serious about a goal, I will tell you flat out, I look at all the things that I have in my life that are negative influences, and I do my best to block them. That means that there are certain TV programs I stop watching. If they've got a lot of violence and a lot of negativity in them, I don't need that in my life when I'm trying to reach a goal. Possibly there are newscasts that I stop watching, because I find that those newscasts are just laden with a lot of negativity. There may be things that I'm reading that I stop reading, because I'm wanting to invite into my life all the positivity, all the encouragement that I can. If you can find that in people, that's great. If you don't have the people, then do it with the things that you're reading and the information that you surround yourself with. Step 5, be focused and selective with your time. Now, one of the major mistakes that I find people making is they set too many goals at once. When we talk about being focused, how can you be focused on 4 and 5 and 6 goals at the same time? You cannot be. And you know, the saying, actions speak louder than words, has been around for a very, very long time for a reason. It's great if you're talking a good game, but if I sent a camera crew to follow you for 24 hours and they videoed you, forget about 24 hours, let's do it for a week, or let's do it for a month, and they videoed everything that you're doing, what would your actions say? This is a person who is so scattered in what they're spending their time in, there's no way they're going to achieve any goals. Or this is a person who is dead focused on a goal, and they are limiting their attention to things that encourage them, that get them closer to the goal. What would that camera crew find as they videoed your actions? So I think it's great if you're encouraging yourself by talking up a good game, but I also want you to focus your activities and do the things that are necessary, and enough of them and often enough to reach your goals. The other part of that is, don't be concerned too much about what people are saying about, and this is the focus of yourself, don't be concerned about what people are saying about what you're doing. If you know that this is something that's working for you and it sounds stupid to other people, don't tell them about it. You know, I had a habit when I was really in the habit of saving money, and I wanted to make sure I was saving as much as I could. In my wallet, as I opened it up, there was a Post-it note. And the Post-it note simply said, do you need to spend this money? Because I, to that point, had a habit of making purchases on things I really didn't even need. And so every time I opened my wallet, it forced me to be focused. Here's your goal of saving money. Is this working toward it, or is this working against it? Be focused, be very selective with how you spend your time. Make sure you're spending enough time to reach your goal. Number 6, leave no room for excuses. If you look into all the research on the winners versus the losers, both people start out with a plan. And then when the plan goes awry, the people who are ending up being the losers are the people who typically launch into all the excuses on why their plan that should have worked didn't work. Take that out of the formula. Say to yourself, I will not make any excuses. If I happen to hit a point of discouragement, then I'll just move past that and say, what do I got to do differently to get to my goal? And I'll adjust my plan. But too many people rationalize their losses or their failures by making excuses. Don't be one of them. And number 7, prepare for a challenge. You know, I have had this tagline in my manuals for years, and it simply is, success is seldom convenient. There's a trend today in all of the advertising that suggests you can basically do anything easily just because you want to do it. And it's not going to be a struggle. It's not going to be a challenge. You're not going to have to work hard for it. And what I believe that message is doing is setting a lot of people up for failure. I have found that when I find a successful person, they've paid a price for it. They have been inconvenienced at times. I don't really want to go to the gym. I don't want to eat that donut. I don't want to not eat it. Well, you know what? This ain't going to be easy, and there's going to be times when it's not going to be convenient for you to follow your plan. There's going to be times when you're probably going to be challenged. Do I even want to continue with this goal? Is this something I want that meaningfully? Can I make this? Expect this to be a challenge. Now, I also want you to expect to be successful. I have the wherewithal to overcome this, but I'm not walking into this expecting that it's going to be easy, like I hear on all of the advertisements. You watch TV and you find out exercising 1 minute a day, I can have great abs. Really? You know, if I take this one little pill and I drink this shake, I can lose 47 pounds in 1 day. And that type of messaging is getting people to the belief that everything is easy. And I think the struggle for things, we're getting lost in that. Folks, I believe this is going to be hard work for you. You can do it. You have it within you when you follow the instructions on how to achieve your goals, but you can't be setting yourself up for failure by thinking it's going to be easy, because then the first time you get discouraged and something doesn't work out, then you're going to be prone to quit. And that's not where we want to go. Follow these instructions, and you will find yourself meeting and reaching more of your goals. And the more goals that you reach, the more confidence you have in yourself of reaching additional goals. That's my perspective. What's yours? Swing by our website, leave us a comment or a question. Check out other videos like this one. If you like this one, please pass it on. It's been a pleasure being with you. Till next time, I've got a celebration waiting for me, so see ya and good luck reaching your 2018 goals.